The VAR came into the world of football to simplify the work of referees and make it more transparent, and to eliminate the possibility of goals scored inappropriately, such as Diego Maradona did at the 1986 World Cup. However, time later, we can observe the fact that the VAR creates even more problems and shocks people in the world of football. In today's video, I will tell you how the mistake of a VAR injured a player for a long time, why a nearby player got a red card, how a ball that completely deflected the goal line is canceled, and how it is possible not to get a red for a blow to the head from the knee. You will learn about all this in this issue. Let's start with a tense encounter between Liverpool and Tottenham in 2023. The game quickly escalated when Liverpool midfielder Curtis Jones harshly brought down Yves Bissouma, resulting in the referee initially showing him a yellow card. However, the VAR system intervened and scrutinized the video footage from various angles, and eventually Jones's penalty was enhanced to a red card. As a result, Liverpool found themselves in a numerical minority with just half an hour remaining in the match. Another turning point occurred in the first half of the same game. This time, the controversy arose over a disallowed goal that should have leveled the score. Liverpool striker Luis Diaz scored a stunning goal, but it was disallowed because of the referee flagging for offside. The decision being upheld, much to the dismay of Diaz and the entire Liverpool team. In October 2020, in the Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool, a tense situation arose. Early in the game, Virgil van Dijk was subjected to a reckless kick from Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, which left Van Dijk in excruciating pain. It was undoubtedly a dangerous foul that deserved a red card, but the situation took an even more confusing turn when VAR failed to overturn the original decision. Why? Because, as it turned out, Van Dijk was slightly offside while preparing for the goal. Yes, you got that right. The reckless foul that caused Van Dijk to prematurely end his season with a serious injury went unpunished due to a VAR error, leaving everyone bewildered. But the string of VAR mishaps didn't end there. In February 2022, Everton hosted Manchester City in a crucial Premier League game. While Everton were cruising to victory, a scuffle in the City penalty area late on added to the tension. A loose ball bounced and hit the hand of City midfielder Rodri, prompting fervent calls from Everton players and Goodison Park spectators for a penalty. A clear case of handball. The VAR system thoroughly analyzed the incident, and slow-motion footage confirmed the ball had hit Rodri's hand. But no penalty was awarded? It was a case of terrible refereeing, highlighting the frustration that led to 115 allegations against Manchester City. In July 2020, Sheffield United were victims of a controversial decision. In a crucial match against Aston Villa at Villa Park, a Sheffield United side in danger of relegation had a glimmer of hope at the end of the half. Oliver Norwood crossed into the box, and Aston Villa goalkeeper Orjan Nyland knocked the ball away, which appeared to fly over the line, causing jubilation on the Sheffield United bench. However, the VAR system intervened and prevented Sheffield United from scoring an important goal that could have been labeled a daylight robbery. However, the usually reliable VAR system failed. The on-field referee, Michael Oliver, did not receive a signal on his watch or earpiece. Despite the fact that the replay clearly showed the ball had crossed the line, the goal was oddly canceled. The incident turned into chaos when a legitimate goal was disallowed due to a technical error. On 24th April 2021, West Ham and Chelsea met in a thrilling encounter, with both sides fighting for a place in the top four. The Hammers were desperate for points, but a controversial decision involving center-back Fabian Balbuena threatened to dash their hopes. With the score at 1-0 and tensions high, Balbuena attempted to clear the ball after a Chelsea attack and inadvertently fouled Blues left-back Ben Chilwell. And here's the thing, although the initial contact was minimal and Balbuena clearly made the first attempt to clear the ball, VAR decided to take a closer look at the incident. After what seemed like an eternity of replays, referee Chris Kavanagh stunned everyone with a red card for Balbuena. The West Ham players were bewildered, and the crowd booed their dissent. The decision epitomized how VAR can sometimes add drama rather than resolve it. Although there was contact, it seemed accidental and hardly merited a penalty, even on football's biggest stage. Despite all its progress, VAR is still error-prone. The group stage of the 2018 World Cup was full of surprises, and one of them occurred at the end of the match between Iran and Portugal. Portugal, the reigning European champions, needed a win to top the group, while Iran needed a win to qualify. As stoppage time approached, tensions rose. Portugal led 1-0 and seemed to have secured qualification. However, in the final minutes of the match, Sardar Azmoun headed the ball towards Portugal defender Cedric Soares. The referee initially signaled that the ball hit Cedric's arm from close range, but after a lengthy VAR check, it was determined that the ball did hit Cedric's arm, resulting in a controversial penalty for Portugal. Although some argued that the arm hit was unintentional, Karim Ansarifard calmly converted the penalty, dramatically changing the outcome of the group match.
Portugal were stunned to see first place slip away from them in the final moments.
Another controversial moment in the fierce battle to finish in the top 4 occurred when Brighton hosted Tottenham in the Premier League. Brighton, backed by Roberto De Zerbi's dynamic tactics, were on top of their game, while Tottenham were desperate for points to boost their Champions League hopes. The pressure built throughout the game, and finally, in the 72nd minute, the tension reached its limit. Brighton's fiery winger Kaoru Mitoma burst down the left flank, leaving Tottenham defenders behind him as he entered the area.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg knocked Mitoma to the ground, prompting furious demands for a penalty from the Brighton fans and bench. Replays showed a clear foul in the area, adding to the controversy at this point. But the referee was firm and dismissed the appeals. Fortunately, the VAR system came to the rescue. Brightonians breathed a sigh of relief as they awaited the video review in the hope that it would correct this glaring error. It seemed to take forever, and the replays were scrutinized from all angles. Finally, the decision was made, and the stadium fell into silence. No penalty awarded. VAR confirmed the referee's original decision, leaving everyone stunned. The replay clearly showed that Højbjerg had fouled Mitoma, causing him to fall inside the box. The Brighton players were bewildered, and the home crowd were booing them.
Let's go back to the dramatic encounter between Tottenham and Liverpool in December 2021. The atmosphere was filled with anticipation as both teams were fighting for the top spot. Tension was already building at the start of the first half. Harry Kane, known for his clinical strikes, became more aggressive, challenging Liverpool's speedy defender Andy Robertson. A seemingly obvious red card offense.
The contact was uncontested, and the Liverpool players pounced on the referee, demanding a straight red card after the replay. It looked like a terrible foul that could put Robertson out of action for weeks.
But VAR stepped in and scrutinized the incident and analyzed every angle of the replay. As tensions mounted and everyone held their breath, the decision was made. A yellow card for Kane. It was a decision that left everyone puzzled. The kick was undoubtedly reckless, high and dangerous. Although Kane did not make full contact with his opponent's shin, the intent was obvious. Many felt that a red card was the only appropriate punishment to ensure the player's safety. Kane was fortunate to avoid further consequences. Pervis Estupiñán, on the other hand, was on the wrong side of VAR decisions. Brighton went into the crucial match against Crystal Palace confident of taking all 3 points. In the 32nd minute, Brighton set up a great attack that left-back Pervis Estupiñán was unmarked on the back line. He picked up the pass and poked the ball into the net with an accurate shot. The stadium exploded and the Brighton players cheered. But the celebrations were short-lived. Suddenly, the referee signaled for VAR to intervene. There was a general groan in the stands as the ominous possible offside message appeared on the big screen. For what seemed like an eternity, replays were viewed from every possible angle. Lines were drawn and frozen images were analyzed. Finally, the verdict was in. The goal was disallowed. Apparently, VAR determined that one of the Crystal Palace defenders was slightly ahead of Estupiñán in the offside trap, and thus the goal was invalidated. This decision left everyone puzzled. The replay clearly showed that Estupiñán was in an offside position when the ball was played. The lines drawn by VAR seemed questionable. Brighton players surrounded the referee in protest, and their manager expressed his displeasure from the touchline. But they had no choice but to accept the harsh decision. If you thought it was horrific, The following clip will definitely shock you.